recession, and finding money is difficult. We'll get into that tonight, we'll talk more about that. But I want to ask, if you're starting a business, I mean, it's as basic as it gets, where does somebody go to get financing? So, Wendy, do you want to start?
Sure. Well, there's a few places, depending on what stage you are in the business. The first stage would be friends and family. You know, I'm not going to lend me some money to finance my business or credit card debt. Once you get beyond friends and family, then you get into where you need financial information to provide to a lender. And there's different types of lenders. There's traditional banks, and then there are asset-based lending. There is also something called factoring. So if you have receivables where people owe you money, then you can sell those receivables and they'll pay you in advance and they're going to charge hefty fees. There's private equity where somebody's coming in and saying, okay, I'm going to buy a piece of your business for a portion of your profits and you can get money that way. And then venture capital. So there's many different ways to access capital.
And how do you go about finding those people? I mean, how do you, where would someone start? I mean, you've got your friends and family, you go to a bank, then you want to go further and deeper out there. How do you research that?
So I think the first place I would suggest for any business owner to start is with your accountant. Start with your accountant and see, where are you in the business? Right? I mean, do you have revenues yet or are you pre-revenue? If you're pre-revenue, it's going to be really difficult to raise capital. But once you have revenue, then your accountant will usually have a relationship with bankers, venture capitalists, and private equity people. If you don't have an accountant, my suggestion is that's probably the first thing you need to do. Because when you go to a lender, whether it's a bank or an insurance company or a private equity fund, they're going to want to see your financials. And they're going to want something that's either compiled or audited, maybe not audited, but...
They may want it. It depends on what you're asking for.
And
how much money you're asking for.
And the thing is, when you're asking to borrow money, you have to tell them what it's for. You can't just say, I need $1 million. What is it for? Is it for advertising? Is it for sales and marketing? Is it for research and development? And every business will have different needs. So you have to base your needs. So first know what your needs are, to know what you're going to go and ask them for. But just to, as I said, start with your accountant and ask them for recommendations. Or if you know somebody who's in the banking industry, they may not be a banker per se, but they may be able to introduce you to someone who can help you. There's also the SBA, which is the small business, and they offer loans, but again, you have to have revenue.
Yeah, actually, I gave out, if you were at the mental meeting, I gave out a whole bunch of information